Hello everyone, myself Satchidanandam, Department of CSE, Mlritm. So here we are discussing about computer networks subject, and topic that is to be covered is network hardware as part of computer networks here. This is part of a syllabus of computer networks, unit 1. So where we discuss about network hardware, that is network devices, part of a implementation of computer networks here. Then next we see network software and reference models, OSI, TCP/IP, then example networks, then physical layer, data link layer, and its implementations. So here at first, revelation of a technology here among last three centuries. In 18th century, it is referred to mechanical systems. So industrialization is happened. Then 19th century, that is steam engine development. At 20th century, the information is the evolution here. So as part of information gathering, distribution, processing, and creating is the thing. So next, as part of 21st century, we are part of it is communication, that is sharing the information that is created. Okay. So next, human to human communication, machine to machine communication is evolution as part of the 21st century. So at first we see what is a computer network here. So computer network is a set of communication elements connected by some communication link here. Here the communication link can be anything that is a medium, wide or wireless here. So communication elements, the device that are part of a computer network here is the device that is able to send or receive the information here. Devices like computers, printers, mobile phones, and network devices like router, switches are part of this communication. Then communication links, that is to establish a communication path, medium between the devices here. This is done by using either wide or wireless. In wide, it is optical fiber, can be a coaxial cable, twisted pair, or wireless is using the radio, then microwave, satellite. These are the communication mediums here. So as part of this computer network implementation, there are different devices part of it. Router, server, mobile, the workstation here. Then to provide the network implementation, we need devices like router to get communicate and to get the services of ISPs, that is Internet Service Provider at local, regional, national, international here. So this is an example of some computer company network here. So where different devices, communication devices part of it, that can be a computer system or can be any resource or like any printer is the part of a network here. Next is how this communication is established. As part of this, the communication established here is computer network implementation here. So different topologies are used to represent physical link between the devices here. So that physical communication link is represented by graphs. Graphical representation is known as topology. Network topology. Different network topologies are ring, mesh, bus, then star, that is tree. These are some network topologies here. Okay. Next, a software or hardware infrastructure as part of a computer networks. So there are shared resources. So there is data, files, computing power, video, audio, all these things part of a sharing the information between the devices in the network. Next is information highway, communication between geographically dispersed users here. Then electronic society, that is cyberspace, virtual global nation. This is to provide the standards and protocols here. So first we define what is a computer network here. An interconnected collection of autonomous computers. Here, autonomous independent computers, they are interconnected by some communication link. So that is what we call computer network, which is internet. Internet is network of a networks. They are loosely hierarchical and public internet versus private intranet. Internet and intranet within the organization, that is intranet here. So then www is a distributed system run on the top of the internet. So this distributed system is software on top of the network that is provided to use independent systems that are connected in the network here. Then distributed system, which are high degree cohesive, that is high degree of cohesive and transparency they will provide here. A software system that is built on top of the network is known as distributed system. That somewhat different from the computer network here, where computer network is the network of devices that are with less degree of cohesiveness. Okay, that's about the computer network basically. So next, the uses of computer networks. Computer networks can be used for business applications, home applications, mobile users, and social issues here. So these are some applications or uses of computer networks here. So business applications of a networks, so which are mainly used for sharing the resources like hardware, software, and infrastructure, information, all those things. The providing communication medium is part of a business application, then doing business electronically. So in communication medium like email, video conferencing, part of the business applications. So doing business electronically, that B2B, business to business, business to customer, and e-commerce, part of this business applications. So here it is an example of network with two clients and one server here, where the server is get connected by the client, can request for the information or resource available on server, can be get connected by using the network between them. Here the server may be located at remote place, distance from the client's location here. Here the client system can send the request to the server by using this network here. Next is the goals of network in for companies. So how these companies are utilizes this network system. Resource sharing. As part of the resource sharing, equipment, programs, and data are the resources which can be shared among the devices or users among the network. That is high reliability is the advantage of using this one. So replicated data and hardware is part of this one. It's like high reliability means, so if one of the infrastructure failure is happened, even though it is available for the sharing of the information. Next, saving money. Instead of using one single mainframe system that is 10 times faster but 1,000 times costlier, more expensive, we go for client server model, where one system, one server can be utilized. Here to extend the existing infra, we can add some more servers and scale up that to the large number of clients. Here the mainframe replaces a larger one, that is a scalability as part of a mainframe, but in client server model, add more servers, that is easier than this mainframe system. Next, communication medium for separated employees. So this is one example for business applications of a network where there are two processes are involved in this. A communication network is needed. So network is to be implemented between the client and server here. Client machine runs the client process, server machine is running a server process. So where the client can request to the server by using the request signal, by sending this request signal through that network. Then server can process the request and reply to the client as part of the communication here. So the client server model involves request and replies here. Next is home network applications. So this home network, as part of the network, we establish within the home access to remote information. So person to person communication, interactive entertainment, electronic commerce as part of home network applications. So networks for people, access to remote information. That is, using this network, we go for accessing the remote information that is available at remote, geographically distant places here. So, for example, financial, shopping, customized newspapers, online digital library, and worldwide web. This is used to access the information which is available at the remote places. Then person to person communication. As part of this, the applications like email, video conference, and news group, those are available with the networking. Next, interactive entertainment. Video on demand, interactive movies, TVs, and game playing are part of a networks for the people here. Then home network applications as part of this. So different people located in the area will get communicated by using the devices, computer systems, so which are having with the different hardware and software, can get communicate as a peer-to-peer system. So at the same level, that is, they can directly communicate with the devices here. So no fixed number of clients and servers here. So this is what home network applications like B2C, business to consumer, ordering books online is an example here. Business to business, car manufacturer ordering tires and supply from the supplier is example for this one. Next, government to consumer, government distributing tax forms electronically. That's an example here. Then C2C, customer to customer, auctioning second-hand products online. That is done between the consumer and consumer. Then P2P, peer-to-peer communication like music sharing. So these are some of the e-commerce applications as part of home network. So now we see what is the network hardware. What are the devices part of implementation of a computer network here? So network hardware combines to perform required operation of computer networks and is responsible for data communication here. So this implemented by using the hardware devices. So these hardware devices also known as network devices, remember. So network devices or hardware contributes to the computer network system and makes a network system functions well. So some of the examples of network hardware here, server is also a device which is part of a servicing the request. Client can request for the device, request for the information from the server. And the router is another device which enroutes the packet it receives, which forwards the destination to the destination that it receives. Switch is another device to switch between different networks here. And bridge is another device. And firewall, NIC, network interface card. Then cable, modem. Cable here is transmission medium between the devices in the network. Then modem is modulator, demodulator, which converts from analog to digital to analog. Then repeater, which increases the strength of the signal while traveling through the medium, transmitting through medium. Then gateway are an example of a network devices. So these gateways are the devices which are used to access the information from the resources. So network hardware refers to the physical equipment needed for communication interaction between devices on computer network. So these components are the building blocks of a network infrastructure, okay, and include a variety of hardware types, each serving a specific purpose. So based on these devices, different types of networks are implemented. These devices facilitates the transmission and processing of data across both local and wide area networks, different types of network. The choice and arrangement of a network hardware can significantly impact the performance of the network, reliability, and scalability of the network here. Now we see what are the different dimensions for this network hardware, so which are used as part of the implementation of a network. So one is transmission technology and other one is scale. Here the transmission technology is as part of the network implementation, communication links. What are the technology used as part of a communication path here. Where the scale is the size of the network, distance between the devices. Based on this, different implementations are better. Now first we see what is the transmission technology. Based on transmission technology dimension, so different types of networks, like this broadcast links and point-to-point links. What is broadcast and what is point-to-point? Device to device. Broadcast is one device can transmit, all the devices that are part of a network can receive the information here. So as part of a broadcast network, where a single communication channel shared by all the machines. So one device can send the information and all the devices that are part of a network can receive the information here. So broadcasting or multicasting using packets here. So broadcasting is a special code in address field, okay, with some specific byte information as part of address field. We can specify that it is type of broadcasting, where it can be received by all the devices part of a communication link. Whereas multicasting reserve one bit to indicate multicasting. The remaining bits n-1 address bits are hold the group number. So multicasting is one device to some group of members. That is the communication. Each machine can subscribe to that and add to that group. And used by local networks, that is localized networks, or satellites. That is what broadcasting, like television broadcasting, radio broadcasting, one device and many receivers here. So where packets can, here the broadcast link shared, the media broadcast network have a single communication channel that is shared by all the machines on the network. It is what broadcast means, like satellites. And packets can sent by any machine or received by all the others. When a packet with this code is transmitted, it is received and processed by every machine on the network. This mode of operation is called broadcasting. So next type of the transmission technology is point-to-point links. So where there is a dedicated line, point-to-point network consists of many connections between the individual pair of machines. So often having multiple routes, choose the shortest path to send the packet. This point-to-point transmission with one sender and one receiver is sometimes called unicasting here. So where as part of point-to-point networks, there are many hops, routing algorithms, then used by large networks, that is. So as part of a routing algorithm, which is used, is a program that is used to select the efficient, effective path between the source and destination. That is point-to-point here. So next we see, based on the scale, what is the different transmission technologies. So here, as part of a scale, if the distance between the interprocessor distance, and one more thing, processor located at the range of the distance here. If it is in 1 meter distance between the sender and receiver, and area it covers is square meter, the type of network is known as PAN, personal area networks here. Then if the distance between the interprocessor is 10 meters, it occupies a room space. And then if it is 100 meters, within the building, 1 kilometer within the campus. So this type of network comes under the local area networks here. If the distance between the interprocessor distance is 100 kilometers, 1000 kilometers up to 10,000 kilometers. So this is the range of the range it covers. Distance is country range, continent and planet. Okay. If it is country and continent up to 1000 kilometers, it is known as wide area networks. So about 10,000, that is up to 10,000 kilometers, it is known as internet here. The classification of interconnected processes by the scale system. Next we see actual part of the implementation of network. What are the different devices used to implement the network systems here? So types and functions of network hardware. So there is first, a router is a device that connects the multiple networks together and direct data packets between them. So this plays a vital role in determining the best path for the data to travel across network. The fundamental in facilitating internet connectivity and commonly used in both home and enterprise networks. This is what a device called router. Next device switches. Switch is part of an implementation of a network. So this is used to connect multiple devices on a local area network, that is LAN. So they use physical address, that is called MAC address, to forward the data to correct destination within the local area network. Switches are important for managing the data traffic effectively and typically ensuring the efficient communication between the connected devices over the Ethernet. Next is modem is another device. What modem is? Modulator, demodulator. So these devices are that convert digital data from computer into a format suitable for transmission, like over analog communication lines, such as telephone lines, for example. Okay, this is what modulator and demodulator. Next device is hubs. Hub is a central device as part of a LAN implementation in the Ethernet. These are basic networking device that connects multiple Ethernet devices together, making the function as a single network segment. So these devices broadcast data to all the connected devices, but lack of the ability to process or direct traffic to specific destinations. That is the problem with it. Next is another device, bridges. So bridges are used to connect two separate LANs, two separate networks, to divide a large LAN into smaller one. So more manageable segments like that. So they filter traffic and can reduce the network congestion here by preventing unnecessary data from crossing the bridge. So these are the what devices like server, client, router, switch, bridge, firewall, NIC cable, modem, repeater, gateway, or network device. Where server is a device that provides services to client. Client is an end device that requests the service from server available in the network. Next is router, helps in forwarding the packets over the network by using the store and forward mechanism. Where switch helps to connect the devices on a network. It uses a packet switching method to receive, process, and transfer the data to the receiver. Where bridge helps to connect more than one network here, that is bridge between network systems. Next, the purpose of firewall here is to filter out the bad packets here. So one more device, part of every receiver, that is sender or receiver device as part of a communication link. Then communication network, NIC, network interface card. It helps physically connect the devices to the network here. Next is cable, as a transmission medium, helps to connect the devices for communication purpose. Modem, simply it notes, it encodes the signal, modulates the signal to encode, and demodulates signal to decode. So other device is repeater, as the name suggests. The repeater receives a signal and transmits it, so that the signal can be transmitted over longer distances. Finally, there is gateways, an interface that provides the compatibility between networks and converts protocols, security services, or transfer speeds. So now we see the types of networks here. So based on these types of networks, the different devices which we have seen now will be part of these networks here. For example, personal area networks here. Within the less distance scale is the distance between the devices part of a communication is less than meter. So like our simple personal computer having connected with the peripherals using the Bluetooth technology, part of the PAN, personal area networks. Next type is local area networks, where we use the device called switch, that is hub, central device here. Next, within the room or within the building is the scale of this. Next is metropolitan area networks, that is within the city. So it's up to kilometers range. Then wide area networks. Wide area networks is between the cities for the longer distances up to 1000 kilometers here. Finally, the familiar internet. Internet is a collection of networks. So first type of network is personal area network here. So this is the uses of Bluetooth technology. That is Bluetooth and the devices that are peripheral to the computer system like mouse, keyboard, printer are part of the communication, where mouse can get connected to the system using the Bluetooth and keyboard can connect to the system using Bluetooth like the printer. So these are the devices that are part of the personal area networks here. Next is local area networks, LAN system, which can be implemented by using access points or Ethernet switch, that is hub, where to this Ethernet switch all the devices that are part of a network will get connected and every communication is done through this Ethernet switch. Next, wireless and wide LANs. This one represents wireless, where the access point is used to send the information to the devices in the network, whereas this one Ethernet switch is switched Ethernet. Next is local area networks. The characteristics here is private owned, small size and transmission technology and topology. Ethernets are more popular and the speed of operation, transmission of data is up to 10 gigabits per second. So as part of the network implementation, you can use the topologies like bus system and ring topology. So different broadcast networks here. Bus and its standard, that is standardization is 802.3 and ring 802.5. The ring topology as part of this one. Then token ring 802.4, wireless LAN is 802.11. We discuss about this later. Then local area networks characteristics are small in size, transmission technology uses a single cable and speed of operation up to 10 Mbps up to 10 Gbps here. Then topology used here is bus or ring topology. Bus is used in Ethernet. Ring topology, IBM token ring, that is for the speed of 4 or 16 Mbps here. The channel allocation of broadcast network is a static and dynamic. So each machine has allocated time slot in static. Dynamically allocates a channel to the communication. So next type of network is metropolitan area networks. Metropolitan area network is within the city here. The range of the distance between the devices is up to kilometers, tens of kilometers, 10 to. So now here in this one, this resembles a metropolitan area network based on cable TV here, like cable TV network system, where a central office from where it receives the information from the antenna, then it distributes among the TV sets in the houses here, using the junction box here. Next is wide area networks. Wide area networks are point-to-point networks. So it consists two distinct components. One is transmission line, copper, fiber or microwave, and switches, electronics, optics. So this performs based on the stored and forward or packet switch subnet here. So mainly used the communication links between the routers, which forms the subnet of a network here. So all the routers are get connected by using this wide area networks here. So relation between hosts on LANs, different router connected to the different private LANs. So all these LANs will get connected by using the subnet. Subnet is a network between communication between links between the routers that are connected by a local area networks here. Here this is a host. If you want to send the information from one host system in one router, connect to one router to other host system connected in other router. This can be done by using the subnet network of a networks. So for example, wide area networks where it is get communicated between the different cities part of a nation. Okay, so every city having a one router to which all the networks part of that one will get connected. So between the router to router, there is a subnet link is established, like transmission line here. So all these three routers as per which are located at distant places of the area here. One router is at Perth, one router at Brisbane, one router at Melbourne. If you want to communicate between the systems that are connected to the routers of that local with the router of the another system. So this is what subnet system and transmission line between the router to router will establish the connection between the subnet. WAN that connects the branch offices in Australia. Next is WAN using virtual private network, where virtualization here, which path it can take, that is virtually established link between the routers here. So link via the internet, through the internet is virtual private network here. And WAN using ISP networks. ISP is internet service providers, part of the communication network implementation. So next aspect of the network implementation, the network implementation done using connection between devices here. These links are established to provide the network implementation here using different topologies. Topology is physical representation graphically of the physical implementation of a network here. So here the first diagram represents the star topology, and this is a ring topology, tree topology. Then this is a mesh topology here. Then hybrid topology and mesh topology. So these topologies are used to present the physical connection between the devices. Next is subnet part of a wide area network. Wide area networks or subnet consists of two components. One is transmission line, and one is switching elements here. Transmission lines provide with the circuits, channels, and trans. It moves bits between the machines. Whereas switching elements connects transmission lines like router, also called as packet switching, nodes, intermediate systems, the data switching exchange, and operates in store and forward packet switcher mode. This is what subnet is. So here is an example of subnet implementation where a stream of packets from sender to receiver will be done using through the virtual network or real circuit. Here in this diagram, there is a sending host, receiving host, where sending process will send the packet of information through the network subnet. That is, subnet consists of a routers established with the communication links to form a subnet here, where packet can travel through different paths. It can take different paths, hence it is virtual here. So where A to C it will travel, and C selects the next router as a E. It can able to select D also, but it identifies E as its shortest and will connect it and send it the packets of information to the receiving host. Here routing decisions are made locally. Here how A host the decisions is called the routing algorithm. So final type of network is inter-networks. Network of a networks here. Internetworks is a collection of interconnected network. It's called internetwork or internet here. Can also call internet. Common form of the internet is collection of LANs connected by WANs. That is wide area networks. Subnet makes the collection of routers and communication lines owned by the network operator here. Here it will be operated by network operator, whereas local area networks are implemented by private. A combination of subnet and its host forms a network here. Network is formed when distinct networks are interconnected, connecting a LAN and WAN or connecting a two LANs. So that's all for network hardware here reference. Thank you.